Here comes the sun, doo doo doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo doo doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo doo doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Good morning, Brooke. It is way too damn early because I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. I ended up going on like a 3-hour long call that was originally supposed to be only 30 minutes. But honestly, it was probably one of the best conversations that I've ever had, like hands down. So I was originally thinking that I would be going for a knockout nap right now, but I just got such a huge wave of energy talking to this person that I decided to fuck it, pick up my uke again and, you know, give that shit a shot. Literally just did that on a whim because we were listening to Here Comes the Sun for a couple minutes, couple run-throughs while we were working on a shared project, and then we ended up spending the whole rest of the 2.5 hours listening to Feeling Good by Nina Simone. That I think it's now my most played song on Spotify now. And I just looked outside and it's like, oh shit, the sun's here. So, you know, here comes the sun, right? Such a good song, man. Such a good song. Oh, I'm thinking of trying to learn that song in full with all like the full pickings and everything. Hopefully we'll see how it goes. I might just do it every time that I start this just to like give a sense of progress for how I'm going and progressing and like learning this song. So, you know, thought I'd give it a shot. I love that you were hanging around a manatee in the background like the whole time. It really solidifies like that Snow White, like friends with all of the animals sort of vibe that we were building on the timeline earlier yesterday. That was really lovely. I'm just wondering now, like, what your relationship is with animals in general and how that grew. If that's kind of been the case since you were like a little kid, or if that's something that you attuned to a little bit later in life. I don't know, I just love hearing about people's relationship with animals when I could like easily tell that they have a sort of intelligence beyond our own comprehension. And, you know, tapping into that just seems so fascinating. Might as well spend the rest of this time talking to you about like my stance on spirituality, religion. I'm gonna lie down for the rest of this because I just feel like lying down. I'm on a yoga mat right now, so don't mind. Steady. Okay, dope. So I was raised Roman Catholic. Guam is the kind of island territory that builds its culture heavily on Catholicism. And so I've spent my childhood and, you know, my early adult life just surrounded by that culture and all the sort of baggage that surrounds it. When I got to college, I basically lost all connection to it, primarily because I didn't really had a reason to practice. When I grew up, a lot of the reason why I came to church in the first place was my parents had gotten me to join a church choir when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and that's kind of been my benchmark foundation for like my music and my stances on religion. They're kind of like one intertwined in a sense, and so that was kind of like my formative years of just performing, is just like doing it for the grace of God. By the time I went into my undergrad, I didn't really have a reason to go to church because I didn't really go to choir. I had my a cappella group for that, so kind of lost touch with religion from there. It wasn't until a really bad breakup when I really started to hit rock bottom and find myself at a place where my faith in God had increased, or not necessarily increased, but dimensionalized itself past, the things that my parents taught me or like my Catholic education had taught me. It was something inherently personal, and that's something that is the sort of foundation to my religious spiritual practice today. Kind of went from a collectivist sort of perspective on religion into more individualized and personal experience, kind of dictating relationship with source, relationship with God, relationship with the universe. Like they're all like facets of the same jewel almost. Around the time of the pandemic, I started to go more into like magic and occultism due to a comic book series by Alan Moore. It's called Promethea. It kind of expanded my mind for all of the like religious symbols and myth that surrounds human understanding of like antiquity, and I saw like magic as a way to compound my understanding of Catholicism and like Christianity, since that has been like such a foundational place for my beliefs. So from there it's just like kind of a mix of those two things. And then recently I've been starting to look a little bit more into Buddhism and a little bit more Eastern spiritual practices, since meditation I found like to be such a transformative thing for me once I really started to understand how to, like, what kind of practice that would kind of enter altered states of consciousness. Oh God. Now I'm thinking about my history of psychedelia. That's a whole other story. If you'd want me to share that in another video, maybe. We'll see. So all of these like things together kind of amalgamate into some understanding of my spirituality. Rooted in Christianity, Catholicism, highly individualized once I was like second born. I combine it with some sense of like magical practice, and doing some Eastern stuff. So yeah. Oh, it's so windy outside. I hope my mic is also coming out well too, because I realize that it's kind of pointed towards the floor, and we'll see how that goes. This asynchronous space, I'm really starting to see that we're converging towards bringing more respect into it, and I really appreciate that. You know, these are kind of like encapsulated personages of self that we're offering to another person to riff off of, and discovering ourselves through like a dialogue with other people. Really starting with you. I think that has been kind of my experience of uploading this being a lot more risky, like with, you know, the things that I put up online now, which is nice. Man, I really am starting to enjoy the process of just like leaving these messages, not only for you but also for like other people, and like especially for myself. I don't know, do you watch your videos, your older videos a lot, and just like seeing the person that you were when you started out doing this sort of thing with me, and you know how that you've changed a little bit over the course of the week that we've been doing this sort of thing? I find this to be fascinating. So if there's anything else that I would like to address from your old video, I really noticed you channeling that energy that I got from that I put out in that last video into the video that you made most recently, which experientially is like, wow, that's amazing. Like, video can really do some crazy shit. So I don't know what kind of energy you're gonna bring to your video when you respond to this. I was really curious to see. Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah, the reason why I was laughing when I said God bless you is, you know, it was in the other room, I don't think they heard me, but like, I instinctively say God bless you to random noises that I hear all over the place, and that was a little inside joke that I carry with myself a few times, so that's what was so funny. Ah! I fidget a lot with my hair, I noticed. That's kind of like a nervous tick that I implicitly notice whether I'm nervous, and then I'm like, oh yeah. Am I grooming myself? Like, oh my god. Okay, it's almost 15 minutes. I want to make sure that I don't go over the upload limit, so I will see you at 11:11. Brooke, I hope you had a safe flight and enjoying New York right now, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.